So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, anywhere you may be all over the world. We are here once again to bring you a very, very important enlightenment, very important video as regards your business and of course, every individual, every corporate organization, business owner in Nigeria and those that are also doing business that are outside the country, but they have business in Nigeria. That's why when we normally start a video, we normally greet everybody because we are a global consulting business. My name is 𝗡𝗶𝗴𝗲𝗿𝗶 and I'm a chartered accountant and managing partner of 𝗡𝗧𝗔𝗔 Consulting. So as you can see from the presentation PowerPoint, we are looking at a very important video, Nigeria Tax Reform Act. Remember on the 26th of June, that should be like around 3 months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, the Nigeria Tax Reform Act was signed into law by the president. And these laws that was signed into law, this tax reform that was signed into the tax law is to bring all the taxes into one act, because we have so many tax laws that are scattered here and there. But after so many consultations, after so many conferences, after so many engagements, the presidential, presidential committee on tax, that's 𝗡𝗶𝗴𝗲𝗿𝗶 was eventually with his team, was eventually, got the Tax Reform Act signed into law by the National Assembly, and of course, it was assented by the president. That was on the 26th of June. So this has brought, a kind of remarkable achievement in the tax system. So that's why we are bringing you this video, to enlighten you about this new development of the Nigerian Tax Act 2025. So understanding what it is, because we have 4 of those acts in the Nigerian tax reform. We have 4 of the acts. So we want you to understand it in preparation for next year. And if there is a better time to prepare for this Nigerian Tax Reform Act, it is now. And that's why we, as a professional firm, consulting firm, audit firm, we are ensuring that every individual taxpayer, corporate taxpayer, are well informed. And if you need us in any way, right, to represent you as a tax consultant, as an external auditor, we are always available, right, to work with you, to partner with you, because we are a business finance partner for your business for progress. So let's go ahead and look at these 4 acts that were signed into law. As you can see, this picture, we have new rates, right? It's especially for the payee, right? We have new rates for it. For the company income tax, we have new rates for it. Even though value-added tax is still the same percentage, that's 7.5%. While small businesses, have tax exemption if the turnover is 50 million and below. They are tax exempted. So we brought you this video earlier on the capital allowances. We've shown you. So it's on our YouTube channel. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow us, and also share, right, to business owners that need this clarity and information ahead of next year. As we have said before, and we also say that tax is law. Tax is law. You cannot run away from tax. It is a law. It is compulsory, individually corporate organization, it is compulsory. It is not the time that the tax officer or the tax authority will start pursuing, running after you, that you have not paid tax, you have not registered. That is when you will know that you should consult an audit firm like us. We are here, we are here, we are available for you to work with you. So you need to contact us as early as possible. All right. And we have said before that it is more cheaper to be compliant, while it is expensive to be non-compliant, right? We are bringing this video to ensure that people are compliant, voluntary compliance, not when things have gone so bad, right, that you are now looking for how to be compliant. To be compliant, to be late at that time, and it might cost you more. Now, let's go ahead. So these are the 4 tax reform acts that were signed into law. Number 1, the Nigerian Tax Act, that's the NTAA, right? In our YouTube video, if you have been conversant with enlightenment video, you'll be noticing that we used to say NTA. So NTA is not Nigerian Television Authority, it's the Nigerian Tax Act in this context, right? So what is this Nigerian Tax Act? What do you need to understand in this NTA? What you need to understand in NTA is that it consolidates fragmented tax laws that are scattered here and there. It has brought it together as one law, so into one framework. It answers the question of who and what is taxed, who is being taxed, and what do we tax. That is what NTA is all about, Nigerian Tax Act. Definitely, we'll be bringing you some subsequent video on all these NTA, what is being taxed, who are being taxed, right? We'll be bringing you those videos so that you are well enlightened. And if you need to reach out to us concerning your business and your individual compliance, feel free to reach out to us and we'll break it down for you. We've been having clients that have been reaching out to us, and we are, giving them time, attention to explain everything to them, because next year is just around the corner. This is October, right? We just have 2 months to the end of this year. In 3 months' time is next year. So it's now that you need to be compliant. So that is what NTA is all about. The second one in the Tax Reform Act is Nigerian Tax Administration Act. Nigerian Tax Administration Act, NTAA. NTAA. This one focuses on process, how tax are registered. You need to register for tax. It is the foundation. It is compulsory. How tax are registered, how you will file, and the enforcement of this tax. So it is administration, right? Administration, how it is being administered. This is what the NTAA is all about. Then the third one is Nigerian Revenue Service Act. You'll be hearing FIRS, Federal Inland Revenue Service. The Federal Inland Revenue Service that we have now, this 2025, will cease to be FIRS from next year. It will now be NRS, Nigerian Revenue Service, NRS. So we have Nigerian Revenue Service Act, NRSA. So in this NRSA, it establishes who collects federal taxes. Who collects federal taxes? As we all know, as of today in this October 2025, who collects federal taxes is Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS. But from January 2026, it will now be called the Nigerian Revenue Service, NRS, which will officially replaces the Federal Inland Revenue Service. Then the fourth one, which is the Joint Revenue Board Act, JRBA, Joint Revenue Board Act, which we normally call JTB, Joint Tax Board. Who are they? What do they do? How do we need to understand them? This JRBA strengthens coordination between federal and state tax systems. The federal government, the state government, of course, federal has its own tax, state has its own tax, but there is a kind of coordination between two of them because they are still governments. One is at the federal level, the other one is state level, but there's need for coordination. That is where Joint Revenue Board Act comes in. It empowers the Joint Tax Board, that's JTB. It enhances the Tax Appeal Tribunal. Of course, there's Tax Appeal Tribunal, that's the tax court, and introduces the Tax Ombud. There's what we call Tax Ombud, a new mechanism for taxpayer to hold the Nigerian Revenue Service accountable for fair treatment and due process. That is what Joint Revenue Board Act is all about. That's what they are doing. So you need to have a clear understanding of these 4 tax reform acts ahead of next year and start putting your heads together, right, in your business as a taxpayer, right? Start doing, what you're supposed to do from now. If you need to register for tax, your TIN, tax identification number, tax identity, all those things. Start putting all those things in place now. If you don't have business record, start doing all of that now. If you are too occupied, too busy, you don't have an in-house accountant, we can serve as your business support partner and partner with you, because having record for your business is very critical in you preparing your tax computation. It is very important. That's record keeping. Record keeping is as critical as anything. If you don't have record keeping, how do you want to compute your tax? At the end of the day, how will you be able to know that you are tax exempted or not? And these are the record that the Nigerian Revenue Service, that's the FIRS and the tax authority, will request for when they come for tax audits. So we are here to help you. Feel free to reach out to us. Then in summary, let's look at the Tax Reform Act, the 4 acts. The NTA, which we call the Nigerian Tax Act. What is taxed is all about what is taxed, what are we taxing, and who is being taxed. Then the NTAA, how tax is administered. How do we administer these taxes? Then we have the Nigerian Revenue Service Act, who collects these taxes that we are talking about. All federal taxes are collected by Nigerian Revenue Service, NRS, which we call FIRS today. It will be NIRS from next year. Then we have Joint Revenue Board Act, how the system works together, the federal, the states, and of course the local government as it were, right? But the state and the federal governments are the one more in picture. So that is where the JRB comes in. They coordinate all the tax authority together. There's coordination, there's cohesion, there's flexibility, and there's a good understanding in the tax administration and enforcement compliances. So we are � Consulting. You can reach out to us on our contacts, on our website, on our email address, on all our social media platforms. We are more than ready to partner with you. We are a business, trusted, reliable business partner to ensure that your business is always compliant and is doing the right thing that it's supposed to do. That is why we are bringing you this video. So until we meet again in another video, we will still definitely bring you very important video as regards your business as an individual taxpayer. Stay compliant, stay agile, stay blessed, and keep doing the right thing at every point in time. We are rooting for your business, and we look forward to partnering with you in ensuring compliance and every necessary thing that your business requires to grow and expand. Thank you once again, and have a good day.